Hi folks, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays with the mighty Jingles, and here's a little battle in the M6 on El Haluf I whipped up earlier. Straightforward standard battle, don't get many of them these days. M6, American, tier 6 heavy tank with the 90mm gun. Mine's fully upgraded, but my crew are not yet 100%, so just bear that in mind when you're watching this replay. And it is an astoundingly good tank. As you saw from my M6 review, if you've watched it, I skipped through the M6 and the T1 Heavy on the way to the T29. I went straight to the M6 by the Sherman Jumbo, free XP'd my way straight to the T29, and the T29 was my first American heavy tank. And boy do I regret doing that. I mean, the T29 is a fantastic tank. I don't regret getting the T29 as soon as possible, but I really missed out with the T1 Heavy and the M6, and I'm making up for it now. But you know, the crew are at 90%. They're not yet 100%, but I can't wait to see what this thing's going to be like with a 100% crew. So it's a tier 7 game, tier 6 heavy tank. You know, we can do all right here. There's a tier 7 heavy tank. Oh, I love this tank. I really love this tank. I mean, it doesn't look like much. It's just this big slab of ugly American brute power. But that 90mm gun, I seriously cannot wait to see how this thing's going to perform. Well, that was never going to hit. Yeah, can't wait to see how this thing's going to perform when it reaches 100%. I mean, look at this. ARL 44 over there. And it's quick as well. Oh, there's artillery shooting at me. There's a second kill. This 90mm gun is a really good gun for this tank. The M6 is kind of, it feels more like a medium than a heavy. But make no mistake, it's got frontally anyway. It's certainly got heavy tank armour. The sides are made of paper. They're something like 50mm thick. But from the front, it's an incredibly tough nut to crack in the right game. And even here, tier 7 guns firing back at us. It's a surprisingly durable tank. Now, we've taken one hit so far from artillery splash damage. It wasn't even a direct hit. It blew our tracks off. Or damaged our tracks. It was only a minute ago and I already can't remember. Now check this out. ARL V39 tier 6 tank destroyer. Piece of shit. Okay. But there's a Panther up there as well. And that KV3. Watch this. Okay, we took some damage there. Oh, yeah. Square on the front. And again. Tracks damaged by a Hummel. This guy doesn't know which one of us to shoot. Oh, and he decides he's going to hit me, but all he does is blow my tracks off. Didn't actually take any damage. I went pounding this Panther. Oh, tracks back up. And another hit. But again, we don't seem to have taken any damage. And a bounce. And we hit that Panther again. And there's Artie again. So it's like the only one that's actually done any damage to me in this entire game is artillery. And then the Panther finally gets a penetrating on us. And then he dies. And oh look, artillery again. It's determined to kill me. Oh, he must have hit me 5 times. And then I finally get finished off by the AMX M4, but not before I put 2 good hits into it. So, you know, for a tier 6 tank in in a tier 7 match. That was not bad at all. 3 kills, damaged a whole bunch of us, bounced an immense amount of shots. Really soaked up the damage in this thing. And here comes our AMX. Well, you know, I'm glad you could make it. I'd hate to think we were boring you back there. And this one's all over. I mean, we had a couple of good players on the team here. There was myself. The 3002 DB played a blinder of a game, but that T20 had an exceptional match. ARL V39 across the field over there, just struggling to catch up and actually bring his gun to bear on something. And there we go, it's all over. So there's the results screen for that one. That was a good game. I mean, we're driving a tier 6 tank in a tier 7 match. And we got 3 kills and damaged, what? A whole bunch of other tanks, whatever. Yeah, good result. 37,000 credits, 4,300 XP. Over 1,000 anyway. It's tripled for the first victory each day. That patch 8 release special's on at the moment. If you look at the detailed report, 17 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 13 of which penetrated. So, yeah, 90mm gun on the M6. Good gun. Good tank. And we did nearly 2,000 damage. Took 9 hits before we died. Now, something I haven't ever really done in the past is pay close attention to the results of the team scores for our team and the enemy team. And there's some really interesting reading going on here, because I had a good game. It wasn't an amazing game, but it was a good game. But for everybody who has a good game, there's a whole bunch of people who have a terrible game. And take a look at some of these more detailed reports. Like, for example, check out our Hummel. He fired 8 shots, hit the target once, and did 324 damage. That's pretty appalling. 324 damage from 8 shots fired in artillery? What's going on? And damage caused by high explosive shells? Nil. So there's no splash damage going on there. What's going on? Is he just a really bad shot, or is he just using armor-piercing ammunition? Which isn't going to do any damage unless you get a direct hit. Well, you'd think if he was using armor-piercing ammo in the Hummel, he would have, from that one direct hit, he would have done a sight more than 324 damage. So he's probably just missing. I really don't know what's going on there. But you know, you compare that to their Hummel, who had a good game. I mean, lost, but you know, he played well. Fired 11 shots, 7 direct hits, 4. I don't know if that's the amount of damage caused by high explosive shells or the amount of tanks damaged by high explosive shells. But anyway, of the 7 direct hits, all of them penetrated and did 1,500 damage. Decent result. 4 enemy tanks damaged, 2 destroyed. Not bad. Shame he lost. If you look at this guy here, Nihilistic, in the T20, he played a blinder of a game. 2 Battle Hero awards, Confederate and Sniper. Look at it, 10 shots fired, 9 hits, did 1,700 damage. Of the 9 hits, 8 penetrated, so he only got 1 bounce and 1 miss, which is a good solid ratio. But the T20 has about 2mm of armour, and look at this, 7 hits received. And he survived with 45%. This guy knows how to angle and drive a T20. He must have had at least 5 bounces. It's just exceptionally well done. Well played, this guy. Damaged 7 enemies, destroyed 1, got a whole bunch of secondary XP from guys on the team killing stuff that he'd spotted. I mean, this guy was all over the place. Just lighting up targets, shooting them, killing them. Yeah, well played. This guy knows how to drive a T20. But check this out. This just beggars description. I don't know. I don't know what happened here. This Stug, he survived the game on 100%. So he didn't just fire 4 shots, miss, and then get killed. He survived the entire game, fired 4 shots, and did nothing. I just, I don't understand how. I mean, I've had bad games, but they've usually been fired a couple of shots, didn't hit anything, and then got killed. I've never, I don't think I've ever had a game where I've survived to the end, only fired 4 shots and not damaged anything. That, dude, that is terrible. You have my sympathies. I don't understand how you can have a game that bad. You know, when you're playing and you're getting onto these loser teams and you're raging, and just cast your mind back. Just bear in mind, right, next time you guys are playing and you get onto this really bad team, just remember this fella, and suddenly things don't seem so bad. It's poor sod. I mean, oh, that was an awful game for him. So there's some amusement to be had looking at the after battle report for the other players. I mean, particularly look at this. Look at these guys here. 66 and 65 XP. T1 heavy. Poor bastard. Fired 1 shot in the entire game. Then took 4 hits and died. The Stug only fired 2 shots, didn't damage anything. What's going on with the Stugs in this match? The Stug's an amazing machine. How can the Stug players just be having such shit games all of a sudden? That is appallingly bad. Oh, it's even worse here. 53 XP for the AMX-12T, who basically did absolutely nothing. Drove half a kilometre and died. Yeah. But, you know, hey, there we go. Tier 6 heavy tank, 966 XP before modifications. Even better. I mean, Nihilistic here played a blinding game, but I'm a tier lower than him, so experience buff, bingo, and there you go. And you walk away with 37,000 credits and 4,300 XP. But so yeah, it was a good game. I mean, like I say, not an incredible game, but it was good enough, and it was fun. But take a bit of time in future to just have a look over the team list, because I absolutely guarantee you that no matter how shit a game you've had, have a look at the team score afterwards, and I promise you there will be somebody who's had an even worse game than you did. And if nothing else, you know, you look at something like that, and no matter how crap your game is, you can always find some amusement and consolation that some poor sap. Oh, they're restarting the game server. Well, never mind. Yeah, some poor sap had a worse game than you. So, well, anyway, that was the M6 having a good game in a stand battle on El Haluf. Hope you enjoyed the replay and found some of it amusing anyway. Take care on the battlefield. I'll catch you next time.